Hello gamers. Much louder and better sounding Cage TV here. Well, as good as you can sound with, a slightly heavier blanket on you. But I wanted to record this wee video as a nice wee kind of follow up to that one I made at the start of the January, since now, it's the end today. Which is weird because I think this might have been the best January I've ever had. Maybe at least in a while. It was an expensive one too. I might have bought one too many toy robots. But I'm starting to sell stuff like I promised myself, and the kind of plan I had for this year. So hopefully that's going somewhere. But yeah, I just like to reflect on what's happened and make this as a week kind of. I suppose this is like it's a journal, not a diary. A kind of wee vlog, log. I don't know of just how things have been for me. It's a diary entry, really. But yeah, I'd say things have been going pretty well because it's looking like I can carry out this plan that I've been wanting to do, that I've been setting the pieces up for a while now, where I can just, you know, get like a very decent amount of time and just go out there and fucking animate. Really, I think there's no script for this, by the way, in case you can't tell by now. I just talk off the top of my head. Uh, Thanks for your patience. Fucking to get back on track. Essentially, I have until September 2024 to get everything done, and that's if everything goes to plan, which I'm gonna try my hardest to do. I have until September 2024 to get everything I've ever wanted to do, like contemporary wise, just the things I make right now out in Cage TV. I have to finish Voyagers. I have to finish Better Call Swindle. I have to do all these other little projects that have been in my head for years, but I've never had the chance to do. And I think if I'm just, you know, ideally, if I'm just doing that, maybe doing voices and the other kinds of animation work on the side, that would be just perfect. And of course, something's gonna happen. You gotta be realistic. Something's gonna get in the way. So I might have to like alter my plans, which kind of happened already this month because I do this a lot of the time. It's been a kind of hobby, not hobby, habit for mine for a while because I've always had these big sheets beside me that are like big A2, A1 sheets where I've just written out plans in them, video ideas, all that kind of stuff. And I've had them beside me by this big desk, and I've always looked up to them, and they've always reminded me what I need to do. And I wrote a few plans instead of just, vaguely writing down plans, kind of disorderly. I tried to treat, if I'm taking this year as the kind of the big chunk where I want to get a lot of stuff done. I wrote down a quarter one thing as if it's like, I'm a Wall Street business guy. And there was a few things I wanted to get out this January that I just didn't because I've been busy or things have happened and excuses, right? But I've gotten a lot out that I have wanted to get out. There was a few bumper videos. I know January. It's not good for YouTube. It's not good for ad revenue. Blah blah blah. Don't just put your best eggs out there. But I'm glad I got a good few bumper videos out, even if they're just wee short things. You take kind of tide things over until the months get better. But there was a few other videos there that I suppose I'll just have to put out in February and March if I keep up to date. I don't think I'll get everything in that list done, being realistic, especially given, I'm still a college student and there's still other things going on in my life. But I'd like to get as much done. I feel as if there's this kind of chase for perfection, not with everyone, but for people who are very passionate, it's either 100% or nothing. And I feel like you're never going to be peaceful when that happens. You'll never have peace of mind because what people say about art, how it's kind of just never ending. It's the I'm gonna look at it here, but I forget the Greek fable of the guy pushing the stone up the hill. It's like that, I think the best philosophy for art, quoting a kind of a weird and retrospect thing, Stamper from Sleepycast, if you ever listen to that. Not for everyone, but he I think it was Stamper, but he would say that art, you should always be moving on, and that kind of philosophy always stuck with me. And I think especially now that I'm kind of getting older and I guess, getting realer, there's this kind of thing where you get the art out, whatever kind of art it is. If you're, I don't know, even if you're like doing like, I don't know, theater work, or like just really kind of like parallel stuff to what you see me doing, right? Just any kind of art, right? You get it done, you do your play, you paint your piece, you voice your work, right? And you think, all right, I did good. Next one I'll do better. And I don't think you should live or die by this, because sometimes you can say, okay, that was the best thing I've ever done. I'm going to take it easy for a minute. That's fine, because the real world, does exist. You can't just go from masterpiece to masterpiece, magnum opus to magnum opus, right? But I still think, if you take the advice with a grain of salt, it's a very good thing to have. You take you take what you've done, think, okay, what can I do next? Because I'll put out maybe, I don't know, some cool animation that I think is really cool. This is going to apply to the future, by the way, definitely. I'll put out some kind of thing I think is really cool, and then it would just be a wee short kind of bumper video, I don't know, Bumblebee does a flip and then everyone claps. And then maybe there'll be another bumper video. But then eventually, I will put out something pretty good after that. It's just, I think it's good to kind of live in the moment like that, where you think, all right, all that kind of noise, but getting this magnum opus or whatever out, I've done that, and now I think in the moment I would like to make something smaller as a kind of change of pace to keep my brain stimulated, I guess. I don't know if I'm making any sense here. I just realised I've been talking for a long time now. But that's what this video is. It's me talking, so fuck you. What I'm getting at here is I've got a pretty positive philosophy for this year. And I think if I keep at it like that, I keep having this attitude where even, late 2022, where I was thinking, okay, I'll talk to you about what I'm going to do this year and how you can be involved. I'll ask if I can film here. I'll plan ahead. I'll do blah, blah, blah. I think if I keep that philosophy up, even, in 2023, when there's not as much planning, then that can still transfer to what I'm doing. It'll be like, I don't know, hey, if I do this, does that mean, I can tell this story? Or I think I'm kind of running out of examples because I haven't thought that far ahead, again, living in the moment. But I think, take a shot every time I say I think, oh god, I'm not even gonna edit this. Fuck it. I'm just gonna keep my thoughts out here because I feel as if there's too much emphasis on like saying everything perfectly out loud all at once. There's no stuttering, there's no pausing. You have to have concise thoughts, and I understand that because the best way to get a message out is just to say shit straightforward, so it has that kind of immediate sticking in your brain. But I feel as if that kind of, devalues just speaking your mind and, again, living in the moment, just being human and stuttering and losing train of thought and just talking shit. Which is probably why, weirdly enough, I'm kind of enthusiastic to make this video. It's just me talking. There's no kind of, like, this is my big new thing. It's not even like a bumper video, or even then I'm kind of excited for the techniques I'm experimenting with or whatever. It's just me talking, but I think that's good because especially this year, I think I'm really starting to appreciate the small things a lot more. I noticed that. I think my teenage years, things were kind of just, I don't know. I guess everyone says the same how weird their teenage years were, but I feel as if I kind of just didn't appreciate a lot of things. I was too focused and whatever, and I wasn't doing right by myself. It's not as if I was shooting up crack, but like. And I don't think I wasted them because, those years formulated who I am now, and I wouldn't regret them, I'd say, because whatever happens, happens, and you just got to do your best. But I'm glad, now there's that kind of contrast where I like looking up dog names. I like seeing what the weather's like today. I like, I don't know. Oh, my mind's running blank. I like seeing what my pals are up to. I like maybe not worrying about stuff and kind of thinking about the bigger picture. The bigger picture is kind of worrisome too. again, living in the moment. Every time I fucking talk like this, I think about that piece of shit Hippo guy from Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh, I don't want to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's. No, fuck that. What I'm trying to get at here is that recently they did a re-showing of Kung Fu Panda near where I live. The original one from 2008. 15 years since that movie came out, my god. And my wee brother came along with me. And it's good because me and my wee brother, we used to go to the pictures a lot growing up. With our dad. There's always good memories there. I feel as if that's another thing I should have appreciated more growing up. But I'm glad now that I'm older and I have a better perspective, I can appreciate it in the moment. And we went and saw it. And I had a fucking great time. I think it's the best time I've had seeing a movie in a good while. Not to say that, modern cinema is garbage. I like jerking my cock. Whatever. I think it was just a nice. It was a good time in right place at the right spot, the right time, whatever. It was just good to be there and appreciate something that I hadn't even seen since I was about, God, I would be 6 in 2008. Okay, I'm giving away all my personal details here. With my wee brother, and it was just a good wee day out. There's nothing much to it. Just, And I think if I was maybe a bit younger, I wouldn't appreciate it as much. And I think that's a sign that even if things do go wrong this year, even if it's not up to par, or I fuck up, or I die or whatever, I'll have been happy. I think unless something horribly goes wrong, I am going to be happy this year. And that kind of takes a lot of pressure off. It's not like I should keep up motivation, I should keep pushing myself. But at the same time, I think it's nice to know that I don't have any kind of unnecessary stress about forcing myself to be happy or forcing myself to like shit. Like to always be 100% if I can just appreciate the small things. That was very tangential, to be honest. I'm not going to edit all of it because I think just having these kind of pure, raw thoughts out there, it might be nice. I think a lot. God, I always get something running in my brain, which is a good thing for creativity, but sometimes it's bad when you're trying to get your thoughts out there. Maybe this will help with that. Again, living each day at a time, just fucking talking. But yeah, I should probably end this now. It was good talking, even if no one's listening. You might be listening, but it'll be a weird kind of man-made horrors beyond my comprehension thing where you're listening to me, but I can't respond to you. Whatever, listen, I'm going to cut this off. I think things are good. If this ages poorly, please show it to me and make me laugh, right? But other than that, I'll see you gamers. Bye-bye. Kisses.